So we're playing Curse of Strahd, and it's established that I myself am not a Strahd simp, and I don't really understand Strahd simps because Strahd is just an incel vampire, and unless you just change his entire character very dramatically, there's not really, like, a way to make him simpable, in my opinion. But in playing Curse of Strahd, I understand Strahd simps even less because there are so many better NPCs to simp for other than Strahd. So instead of doing like a piece of art this week, we're going to go over all of the NPCs you should simp for that aren't Strahd. We're doing the male NPCs this week, and next week we're going to do the female NPCs. First up is good old Rahadin. I feel like Rahadin is like who everyone goes for when they don't want to simp for Strahd. I personally don't simp for Rahadin because in my opinion he's just as bad as Strahd. Like, you can't fix incel and you can't fix genocide. However, I will say that I get this one a little bit more than Strahd because his is a much easier rewrite. You don't have to change like his entire character. You just make his loyalty to Strahd like against his will, and there you go. You got a perfectly good edgy elf vampire boy. He's just not one I would simp for because, again, genocide, and he's just a bad guy. One who I will absolutely simp for and who I feel like is like way more obvious of a choice is Casimir. Casimir is our companion in our Curse of Strahd game, so I'm really excited to like get to know him a little bit more. He just wants us to go to the Amber Temple, and we haven't done that yet. We're probably all gonna die in Ravenloft tonight, so anyway, I feel like Casimir is just way more obvious of a choice if you want an edgy elf boy. He's like a dusk elf, which is like, you know, special to Barovia. He's got the emotional trauma and the physical trauma. He's got, like, the little grudge against Strahd and Rahadin with the sister, you know, that he's going for, so he's got the revenge edge. Like, I know he doesn't have a super obvious I can fix him thing the way that, like, Strahd and Rahadin do, but he absolutely has the I've lived in Barovia my entire life, and, you know, it's become this really dark place, but you can be my one light in this land of whatever and help me get over my emotional trauma and shit. Like, that is so obvious to me. How am I never seeing this? Side note, yeah, we're using original art because that's just what I have, and is easier, but go look up fan art of anyone who you're interested in here because the fan art is always better. Another super obvious one to me is just like Eddie Mardikov. This is Erwin and his family. He runs the Blue Water Inn and he's married and stuff, so we might not be able to simp for him, but there are two at the winery, Adrian and Elvir, that we can simp for, and you know, they're friendly. They're fun. They're very malleable too because there's not a whole lot of intro given. Adrian and Elvir don't even have official art, so you know, they're flexible. Go for that. But maybe you want to simp for a guy who's a little older. Maybe you have an older character and you need one. Well, boom, there's Van Richten. He's also got the trauma and the edgy and stuff. He's a grumpy old man, and we love him for that, but, like, there's potential there. I wouldn't personally go for it. I love Silver Foxes, but he's just a little too grumpy for me. But, you know, you can soften him with your love. It's there. It's potential. Another one I think a lot of people go for is Escher. He's one of Strahd's brides. Don't know a whole lot about him, admittedly, because we have only encountered him once in our game, but he's sort of a skank. He's sort of a stereotypical bard, if you will, is the vibe that we got. So, you know, there's potential there. You want another vampire? Go for it. You know, he's there. He doesn't seem like it would be that hard to rewrite him either, kind of like Rahadin. He's there. Maybe he serves his own purpose. Maybe he's bored. Maybe he decides he likes you better. It works out. Another pretty obvious one, but one I didn't necessarily consider at first because we didn't spend a whole lot of time with him, is Ismark. He's the first NPC that you meet, probably. He's like one of the first NPCs that's kind of nice to you. He's got good hair. Like, he's a dedicated guy who's, like, worried about his sister, so you know he's caring. Like, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. Simp for the good boy, not the incel vampire. Jeez. And rounding them off as one that I did not consider, but someone on Tumblr pointed out, was Ezek. Yeah, Like, he's not really my type, and you kind of have to take away the creepy factor and stuff. But I mean, like, that's easy enough. Just kind of put that in your game that you cure all that, and then you got an edgy boy with a demon arm. Like, that's a perfectly good edgy boy right there. Probably not really my type, but I could see it, you know. That's perfectly serviceable. Go for it, yeah. We killed him in our game. Whoops. I'm almost definitely missing some, and absolutely tell me who you simp for in Curse of Strahd, and why I am wrong about your vampire husbando. But, like, if you want to simp for a vampire, and, like, some of those guys aren't vampires, you can just make them vampires. It's Curse of Strahd. Just inflict them with vampirism. It's fine. Tonight in our Curse of Strahd game, we are storming Ravenloft. Probably less storming, more cautiously going up to it to save Irina from Strahd, finally, and hopefully get her to safety. We're gonna die. I am fully expecting my character to come out of this dead, but we will see. I didn't have good luck going into Ravenloft with characters last time. I don't expect to have good luck this time, but man, I am hoping that it turns out different. I do have a backup character set, but I genuinely hope we don't have to use her. We also have, like, at least one guy who owes us a resurrection, but we have to have the body, so I'm hoping we don't need that. Like, we just need to go in and out very quick. We got this, hopefully. So yeah, come watch us tonight. It'll be a grand old time. You know, as grand a time we can have in Castle Ravenloft. And don't forget to tell me who you simp for, and tune in next week when I go over the female NPCs. Yay!